the age of 2, I found my first love, basketball. My parents have always told me that as soon as I could hold one, I did, and I never let go. I think all people have that feeling that they know they were born for something, and for me that was playing basketball. For many different reasons, this has shaped me to be the person I am today. Basketball has taught me discipline, patience, respect, teamwork, and work ethic. As a child, you're always trying new things to figure out what you like and what you don't like. But for me, this was never hard because I knew the only thing I wanted to do was play basketball. I remember when I was little and my one big dream was to play for Pat Summitt to be a Tennessee Lady Volunteer. I fantasized about being just like all my favorite players, and this drove me to be the absolute best. I started playing AAU when I was in 5th grade, and every summer until I started high school. I also played for Santa Fe in middle school and high school. At a young age, I learned some of the most important life lessons and morals, and the first two I learned were discipline and respect. I've always believed that children who grow up to play sports are disciplined better and respect authority better than children who don't. In order to be good at basketball, I had to be coachable. And being coachable meant I had to listen to my coach even at times I didn't want to, and I had to respect my coach's opinions and decisions even if I didn't agree with them. This carried out into my home life as well as teachers in school, and this taught me to respect any person of authority, and that in order to learn, I had to listen. The next important life lesson I learned was patience. Many times throughout basketball, I would lose my patience quickly instead of slowing down and evaluating the situation. It took me a while to understand that patience was also key to succeeding. I played the position of shooting guard in high school, so much responsibility fell on my shoulders. I was my team's leader, and they all looked to me when things got tough, and more importantly, they looked to me to be the scorer. Knowing these things, they would run through my head before and during games, especially when I was younger. I never wanted to let my team or coaches down, and this made me overthink a lot. My dad has always told me since I was little to never rush the game, but instead let the game come to me. It took me a while to really understand this, but once I did, I understood patience. I knew that I couldn't constantly think about scoring every play down the floor, and I had to think about my first move before I made my next one. I was able to grow from this because the game became easier after this point. So I began to apply this to school life and situations with friends and family. Instead of freaking out on the test because I didn't know the answer, I would slow down, skip it, and come back to it later when I could think clearly. With people, you have to have patience, so I learned that getting mad at someone instead of understanding the whole situation was pointless. But most importantly, I learned that not all things in life need to be rushed, so it's better to go with the flow and live life in the moment. Another important lesson I learned was teamwork. Every coach I've ever had has always preached that teamwork is key to succeeding. This is one of those things that's easier said than done. When you're out there on the court, you have 4 other players out there with you, and if you don't all work as a unit, you'll never work out. But because I was from a very small school, I think this lesson was harder to learn than others, because all the same people played all the same sports, and with this meant that some people that maybe weren't that good would still make the team in order to have enough players. And one hard thing I had to learn was how to work with others, but this is where patience plays a big role too. I learned that instead of getting mad at someone because they kept messing up, to go encourage that person and tell them it's okay, they'll do better next time. But more importantly, I had to learn the opposite of this. I had to learn that whenever I messed up or did something wrong, I had to admit it instead of blaming someone else. I knew that if I only relied on myself and didn't trust my other teammates to be there for me, we would never succeed as a team. Teamwork in basketball is like the 5 fingers you have on your hand. If you can get them to all work together, you now have a fist, and that's how you need to play the game. Finally, the most important lesson I've learned from basketball was work ethic. Even though I knew I was born to play basketball, this didn't mean it came easy. I had to work to get what I wanted, and that's a lesson that once I learned, I never forgot. The younger me had very little patience with learning something new, especially if I couldn't get the hang of it fast, I would want to give up. But as I became older and more mature, I learned that giving up wasn't an option for me, and that if I wanted to be good, I had to work. I think any person that has ever played a sport and loved it has a better understanding of work ethic than someone who hasn't. It may all look easy from the outside, but unless you've done it, you won't know what it's like. My passion for basketball has driven me very far, and through this, my work ethic has become better because of it. Being good didn't mean showing up to practices, running through the motions, and going home. To me, it meant playing on the floor, game or not, like it was my last, pushing myself even if I failed numerous times, because without failure, you can't have success. This is a life lesson I've been applying every day since basketball. I know that I can do anything in this life that I want to and be good at it as long as I work hard for it. So because of basketball, I've learned some of the most important life lessons, like discipline, respect, patience, teamwork, and work ethic. But I didn't learn these things because someone told me to, but because I experienced each and every one of them. Lastly, I wanted to share a quote by St. Jerome that has carried through my team through the years. Good, better, best, never let it rest till your good is better and your better is best.